Hey everyone, what's going on? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another little video for you. Latest rundown of the United news. I hope you've had a good day or two, guys. I haven't had much content on the channel. Yesterday I worked all day on some housework. Basically, my friend was free, so we decided to tile my garage and also put on a ceiling and all sorts of stuff, guys, because basically I've got some family staying in a few weeks. My brother and his whole family are coming over, so like if I'm going to continue doing late night streams and stuff, I have to have a little soundproof studio in the garage. It's ghetto as you like, but that's what I've been doing. So sorry there hasn't been any content for the last sort of 24 to 36 hours, but here I am, guys. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you very, very much for joining and getting in the chat. I can see we've got a bunch of legends in here. Fire up, what's good? Philip Chapman, how you doing there? Steve FC, Naz786, Sub2 Flying Pig United, how's you going there? And Gary Butler and Gungshi as well, lad. Get in there, my son. Yes, in the ghetto, Gungshi, that's right. But great to be back, guys. Thank you very much for getting in here. Do us a favour at the start of this show and twat that like button. Give it a juicy thumbs up. Share it around on social media and all that shite. Thank you very much. But we've got a bunch to get into in regards to the latest goings on at the football club. Of course, we know a bunch of players have been announced as leaving, which we'll just cover because we haven't really spoken about that in the last 24 hours on this channel. Think people like Juan Mata, Little Wanny Mata. Little Wanny Mata. Let's get some love hearts in there for Little Wanny Mata is going. Also, it's been announced as well that Tuanzebe and Bailly, should have been on there. It's also announced that Tuanzebe and Bailly are leaving the club as well. So just a bit of an announcement earlier on, which was that both Eric Bailly and Alex Tuanzebe are set to leave Manchester United this summer. Decision made. Diego Dallo is expected to stay at Manchester United this summer. Aaron Wan-Bissaka has chances to leave, waiting for new proposals. So just an update there from Fab in regards to a couple of other players that are leaving Manchester United. But definitely let's just discuss Juan Mata for a moment and these guys in general just quickly before I move on to the sort of new player transfer news. Hey, what's going on there, Ronnie Dodge? Yes, get in there. Ashley Bailey, Fire Up, Evil Ash, all the legends. Thank you very much for joining. So, as you can see, Axel Tuanzebe, Bailly, these guys, well, Tuanzebe's just been a complete backup for all the time that he's been at the club, really. He's not really truly been ever given a chance, but let's face it, he's 24, 25 now. Is he ever really going to reach the heights that we need him to? At best, he's just a backup, but really, he's just stifling his career. So it's time to sort of cut him loose and set him free, and hopefully he can go on and have a decent career somewhere. In regards to Eric Bailly, well, we've had him for quite a while. He is a good player. He's a good defender. He is a committed player and has the right sort of mentality. But he's a bit crazy, and he's injury-prone as hell, and it's the right decision, I think, to get rid of Eric Bailly as well. We have to try and get rid of all the other centre-backs, if you ask me, but maybe this is a good indicator just of what Ten Hag is trying to do and what the club are trying to do, and maybe the fact that we could be looking at getting a defender or two in, hopefully very, very soon. So there you go, guys. But Tuanzebe and Bailly both leaving the club. Not too bothered, really, about that. In all fairness, I think it's the right decision from us. Now let's get the human slabby refrigerator out too. Let's offer him to some football clubs and hopefully get him sold. Phil No Bones Jones. Nobody wants him, guys. Nobody wants Phil No Bones Jones. He's on too much money for the sort of player that he is. He's on a cushy number here at Manchester United. Nobody wants him. He doesn't want to go. I don't know if we'll be able to cut Phil Jones loose this summer or not. So, this new goings on at the centre-back position at Manchester United anyway. But let's just talk about Juan Mata. He's had a great career at the football club. I will remember Juan Mata very, very fondly. He's a heck of a nice guy as well. But a great player, that goal, that volley against Liverpool. Some fantastic memories over the years. He has done well for this club. Out of all the players who've represented Man United since he came in 2014, he's one of the players that, is definitely done the best. It's not like he's ever truly set the world alight, but consistent, good stats, consistent performer for Manchester United. So good luck to Juan Mata. Some reports coming out to suggest that Mata maybe will be going to the MLS. So we can see that Samuel Lucke said that United were actually prepared to pay to offer him a new contract as well. Maybe there was a 1-year offer on the table for a much lesser figure, which is a little bit, I don't know, really gash in regards to Manchester United's point of view when we're looking at trying to get a new era of players in. So, but there you go. There you go. They apparently had an offer on the table anyway, but he's chosen to go to somewhere else because, well, there's offers on the table from the MLS. Maybe there's better offers. Maybe he can have more of a key part in the team. We understand that obviously Juan Mata wanted to play this season. He's barely played this season. He had a decent little send-off at the end because he deserved it for his, for his career. But he wants to play. He's still good enough. He's still young enough to play for 1 or 2 more seasons to a good standard. So maybe he'll be going over to the MLS there, Juan Mata. So good luck to Juan Mata. Let's get a hashtag good luck Mata in the live chat. Yeah, thank you, Rushmano. 57.6k subscribers. Get in there, my son. Thank you, everyone, for hitting the subscribe button if you're new, by the way. A Solo, what's going on, mate? Great to see you as well. Ashley Bailey, yeah, he says, Mata top player will be missed. Absolutely agree. I mean, if you think about, like, technical players that are committed, players that have been selfless for the team over the course of certainly the last few seasons, because he's just been played in, let's face it, a bit part and all over the place as well, sometimes out wide. He's come in a lot of times as a backup sub type player. He's always been pretty committed and dedicated to Manchester United, and I will miss him too. A good technical player. We could do with more players like Juan Mata. Actual technical players who can create, who have that vision. So Juan Mata is a fantastic player that deserves to have a good season or two playing regularly somewhere good. Pace Merchant says, where is Mata going to? Well, nobody knows exactly at this moment in time, but there should be plenty of offers on the table. Perhaps a spell back in Spain could suit him. Perhaps an offer is on the table here, as Samuel Lucker suggests, from the MLS. So you could see him go to America. It makes a lot of sense for him to go out there, in all fairness, guys, because it's kind of a retirement league. You get good money. He's obviously a big name. He'll be a very good technical player for the MLS as well. The MLS is a good league. Don't get me wrong. It's a good league. You know, it's League One / lower championship standard. You know, it's a good league. No, it's maybe championship standards. I don't know. Maybe not. But there are some really good players, obviously, that play in the MLS. They've got that whole designated player thing, etc. I mean, Juan Mata is a player that would be coveted by a lot of top European teams still, I would think. You'd imagine somebody like maybe Jose Mourinho might be interested in taking him for a cheeky little season. I don't know if you've seen what's happened with Henrik Mkhitaryan, but he's going to Inter, decided not to stay at Roma. So, you know, there's options all over the table there for Juan Mata, in my opinion. I think he will be quite wanted by a lot of different teams. Good teams, not to top teams anymore, but, you know, Real Sociedad or somebody like that, you know, somebody who's a decent sort of standard team in a top European league that needs a player who's a good player for a season that will improve them. But that's it. That's the limit, really. So I could see him ended up somewhere like that. Stephen Carr says League 2 at best. James Hughes says do want Pogba and buy. We'll get onto that very, very shortly. But thank you, everybody who's in here. Simon Cowie, great to see you also. We need to let them older players go and bring up youth talents in their spots. Great comment here. Great comment there. I agree with you, Simon, completely. Like, that's it now. It's time for there is a bit of a sense of a changing of the guard going on at Man United at the moment. You see what's happened over the last few days. Yeah, we haven't signed anybody yet because our border compete bunch of fucking plums who just like to sit on their thumbs and do nout, it seems. And it's very difficult for them to sign anybody rapidly. I think they are working on players, which we're going to get into in a moment. They are working on these deals, but crikey, it's not the most rapid thing, is it? But anyway, yeah, that's right, Gunch. You could see Juan playing in Italy or Spain. Yeah, definitely to a good standard. Tango Chili says Championship is way better than the MLS. Yeah, well, probably you're right. You are probably right. Fire Up says, so everyone walking out the door and we're going to bring anyone through the door. Well, this is it, Fire Up. We've got to get somebody through the door soon, don't we? It's all well and good us getting rid of players. We are having a changing of the guard here. But we do need to improve and get players into this football team very, very soon. Now, it's probably going to happen in the next 10 days, 14 days, hopefully 1 or 2 players coming in. And then you've still got a couple of weeks before the true pre-season begins where you can bring in a couple of players. So we all are hoping that we can bring players in. Let's get onto that then next then, guys. So good luck to those players, though. I just want to say good luck to those players. People like Bailly, people like Tuanzebe. I hope he has a decent career. He's never really been given that many opportunities at Man United, so I hope he can go somewhere and flourish. And then also Juan Mata as well. What a great player he's been for us. Paul Pogba, not so much, guys. I'm not Paul Pogba. Not really bothered if he has a good time of it or not. But the other guys, I wish good luck to. No, I wish good luck to Paul Pogba as well. But a bit disappointing. Just in regards to Paul Pogba, quickly as well. Another player that is that we know is going. He is most likely going to be ending up going to Juventus. It seems like that is pretty close. There are, in fact, some reports as well that say that that's basically done. However, it's understood that there are some offers on the table from other clubs as well. Maybe PSG would be interested in taking a cheeky little punt. Some other teams as well, but it does look like he's destined to go and join back with Juventus as well, which is like history repeating itself. It is, isn't it? I wonder if in about 5 years' time, Man United will try and sign 34, 35-year-old Paul Pogba for like £69 million or something back off them. You never know. But history repeating itself here. He's going to be going back and playing for Juventus. Oh, thank you, Steve. He says we got 62 likes. Guys, thank you every one of you who's in here right now, and smash that like button on the video. Appreciate it a lot. Do us a mad favor actually and keep smashing that like button. Let's get 100 likes on the stream. Smash that subscribe if new and all that good stuff too. Thank you very much everyone who does that. Really appreciate it. Give it a cheeky little Kung Fu Cancelar stomp on a Palace fan, so to speak. Anyway. Inappropriate. Anyway, Vincent Bullock, what's going on, mate? How you doing? Could see Pogba doing okay at PSG, says Nosy Bonk. It's the perfect fit for Paul Pogba. It's a Paul Pogba football club. I think it's a Hollywood football club. Obviously, it's in Paris. It's not in Hollywood. It's not LA Galaxy, but you know what I mean. It's basically a Hollywood football club. It's a big name. It's guaranteed to win trophies every single season in that Farmers League as well. You're guaranteed to have success domestically. You might not have success in Europe because I think it's just difficult for those teams when you're coming up against people who are literally ploughing the field a couple of hours before you're playing them. How can you really have that quality week to week of talent where you're coming up against to mold yourself into a top amazing true team? Even though you've got the best players in the world, it's still like the standard that you are setting every single week or you're matching every single week. It's much lower than the likes of the English League or the Spanish League, etc. So, yeah, I don't really see them winning the Champions League anytime soon, but they're in it. They could do. They're in it. They've got far in it over the previous few, various seasons before, but don't see them winning it. But PSG is definitely a good destination for Pogba. Who get huge money. They're obviously expected to win everything there domestically. He's French for a start as well, which means that, well, it's in France. He's French. He's a national hero. He's won the World Cup for France. He's in Paris. It's the capital. It's a cosmopolitan city. It makes a heck of a lot of sense if you ask me. It does. But Juventus, because of that link where he's previously got, looks like the most likely at this moment in time. But good shout. I mean, yeah, Rushmano says Pogba who? Good shout, Rushmano. I mean, that's it, isn't it? In regards to Paul Pogba, do one. I cannot wait to close this chapter of Manchester United, in fact. It's been a shit chapter, mate. If this was a book, we're going along. We've got the beginning, the middle, and the end. The beginning's pretty dodgy, bit ropey. There's some success. There's some crazy stuff that happens in our history, Munich air disaster, all this stuff. There's a period of absolute mediocrity after that. And then, of course, Fergie comes in. There's crazy success. The middle of this story is absolutely beautiful, my friends. The middle is beautiful. And the rest of it's very nice. Until we get to about, I don't know, chapter 2020, chapter 2013. And then it's absolutely horrendous, isn't it? And everything just goes wrong. So obviously there's been a lot of bad things that have happened in Manchester United's history that we've come back from. So hopefully Manchester United won't take us, 10 years or 30 years like Liverpool to get back to where we deserve to be. But certainly, you've seen these players that have been at this football club over the last few years, and they have underperformed. They're not the same sort of standard as players previously. So it's good that this chapter will be closed, in all fairness, guys, and we can get onto the new chapter, which is the Ten Hag chapter, because Paul Pogba at this football club, Paul Pogba at this football club is not a good... He's not a good player in the history of our club, really. And lots of other players that we're expecting to see go as well have never really lived up to it. So it's just a case of now it's time for a fresh start. Get these pretenders out and start with a manager, start with new players coming in. It does make a lot of sense. Thank you very much there, Sam Sucker. I appreciate you. Close this chapter and move on to the next. And hopefully the Ten Hag chapter could be somewhere as beautiful as the Fergie chapters. Probably not as long, maybe not as glorious. But how is that possible to match Fergie, But hopefully we've got to aim to have some sort of belief and positivity in what we're doing at Manchester United at the moment as well. Ten Hag's coming in. There is a sense of change. There is a sense of a lot of these players that have been around this club for a long time who have been getting paid too much money to do very, very much nothing at all are leaving in a sense that we need to sign a heck of a lot of players as well this summer. So hopefully a big change coming. Ten Hag's got his work cut out for him, of course. Up the Ten Hag. Come on, United. Hey, Nate H, thank you very much for a super chat here, boss. Get in there, my son. Super chat. Thank you, Nate. He says he grew up a Marseille fan and they hate PSG. Okay, fair enough. Well, that's, money's thicker than water, mate. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure if the offer's decent, I mean, he's not going to go and play for Marseille, is he? But fair enough. If there's a good offer on the table from Juventus, I'm sure he'd rather, if that was the case, if you're absolutely spot on about that he would rather go and play for Juventus if the similar money was on the table. But I'm telling you now, if PSG had a better offer on the table, it's just economic sense. Plus, he's a Frenchman in Paris. I mean, look, okay, he's not going to go and play for them, is he? Hey there, Bell691. How you doing, boss? He says Pogba is a luxury player. If he plays with players like Vinny, Mane, Nunez, Ronaldo, that gave him loads of time and space by occupying defenders. I mean, interesting stuff there, Bell691. I think you'll see that if he does go to Serie A, he probably will look better than he does in the Premier League. There is a couple of reasons for it. I mean, Man United is not a great team in recent years for Man United, for our standards, because, and he's not been a good part of it either. But let's face it, he is only a part of it. It's not Pogba's whole fault that the Manchester United have been terrible the last 5-6 years he's been here. He's a part of it. But the whole team has been underperforming for a long time here at United, so it's been difficult for him from that sense, I suppose. But also, just the Premier League is just not a great league for him. He's not the sort of player that I think flourishes in a very physical league like that, whereas you get so little time on the ball. Out in Serie A, out in Spain, even out in France, definitely he would flourish. He would get given so much more space, so many more opportunities. Thank you so much, Nate H, for your super chat there, by the way. And another one, he says, also wanted to get your thoughts on Southgate Pig. He's a shithouse, my friend. Not selecting Sancho in the squad, but selecting Harry Maguire, justifying it like, based on club form. Hang on a sec, Harry Maguire's been fucking shite for Manchester United this season. I've watched every single game. If Southgate's got anything about him, there's no way Maguire gets in a team of England right now. That's just the reality of the situation. So just that alone makes me think he's shite. Also, listen, he's done well over the last couple of tournaments, hasn't he, for England? You can't really ask for more, apart from maybe winning it and not bottling it. But other than that, he has actually exceeded expectations. Can he go on and do it again in Qatar? I mean, I doubt it, to be honest with you guys. I think he's a bit negative. He seems to like who he likes. He seems to just going to have Pickford in goal and slapping Maguire and Stones as centre-back and stuff. And that's fine. He likes who he likes, but I don't think that's the right way to manage. I think you're best off playing players who actually deserve to be there based on recent form. Otherwise, you're setting a gash precedent as well. Right, anyway, yeah. Southgate's just kind of like another FA puppet. We talk about Glazer puppets. Well, Southgate's most definitely an FA puppet, guys. That's it. He's just a great yes man for them to have. There has been a couple of managers over the years that probably deserve to get the England job, but because of one reason or another, they may be too outspoken or whatever it is, they just don't even get a look at people like Harry Redknapp or whatever. They just want a little melter, yes man, somebody who will melt off and then go and quite happily take a Pizza Hut advert campaign deal and put a paper bag over their head on national television as a national embarrassment. That's the sort of person that they want in charge. So Gareth Southgate out, guys. I mean, he's done well at the last two tournaments. Let's see how he does in this next one, okay? Maybe he will surprise a few of us, but I don't see. Let's just ask the live chat very quickly. Where does England end up in the World Cup? And I'm trying to be optimistic. Come on, England and all that. Of course, it's the World Cup. But I can't see us progressing much past the quarters or the semis in Qatar, just based on where we're at, based on some of the other teams that are in there. I mean, maybe, just maybe we could go on and do it, but it's so unlikely, guys, and the temperature's not going to help us, etc. It's just a nightmare. Hey, Mikey, thank you very much for your highlighted member comment here, bud, and for supporting this channel for 15 months. That's amazing. Thank you very much. David Lee says quarters. Aaron Agnew says quarters. Quarterfinal says Nosy Punk. Not beyond the semis says Amit Kumar. Quarters says Real Chanda. Yeah, so we're all thinking around about the quarters or semis. I think it's going to be more difficult than the previous couple of tournaments for us. Anyway, Mikey, thank you so much for supporting this channel for 15 months. He says, I don't trust our board. History dictates future. Great shout. Yeah, look what they do in these sorts of situations. When there's not Champions League football, they spend. This should be nothing new to us. If they did give Ten Hag a lot of money this summer and spend and get a bounty of players in, it's only because, well, for a start, they have to because they've got 6 players even on a free for the very least, and then 1 or 2 maybe going out transfers elsewhere. But also it's because we don't have Champions League football. They want to keep us near the top of the league competitive. They don't want us to win it necessarily. I don't think they are prepared to spend the extra or have that full ambition that's required to maybe go and win this football league. but they will want to keep us competitive. They want that Champions League money coming in. They want the ability to get new sponsorships off the back of that, etc., and milk us dry for as much as they can. So I agree, Mikey. I mean, they're just doing it because they have to, really. They still need to. If they spend a lot this summer, it's just because we don't have Champions League football. If you look at the patterns over the time since they've been here, that's generally been the case. When we do have Champions League football, they rein in their spending a little bit, and when we don't, that's when they spend. So I think you'll see a good spend. I think you'll see a good summer. I think you will see backing of Ten Hag, but let's hope that it continues. Let's hope that it's not just one window, and that this is about trying to get us ambitious again and having, you know, the ability to compete with the likes of City and Liverpool over the next few seasons. We're not expecting that this year, but in the future, that's got to be the goal in the next season or 2 or 3. We've got to get back up then. If we're going to have that ambition of doing that, we've got to spend the money. Right, let's just get on to some updates about some of the players that we're looking at. Once again, thank you everybody who's in here. Do smash that like and subscribe. Also, as I've mentioned briefly, Tuanzebe have been announced as leaving. Mata likely to be going to the MLS, but could be going various places, Spain, Italy, who knows, there should be a lot of offers on the table. Right, okay, so in regards to De Jong then, guys, we do have an update. This is via Fabrizio Romano as well, and posted by transfers_UTD. Shout out Matty Rushmano. But Eric Ten Hag is 100% convinced about Frankie de Jong. He wants the player to be the face of Manchester United's project and become their statement signing. So this is just, you know, some information that is coming out. We sort of knew about the previous update from Fan from a couple of days ago, which said United have opened direct talks with Barca for Frankie de Jong. Prices around about 85 million euros, waiting for an opening bid. Well, there are reports now that United are progressing with negotiations and discussions, and there's a sense that we will be submitting a proper bid soon. I mean, negotiations and talks are one thing. We do have more updates as well from Frankie de Jong, more quotes from the guy as well. So just to give you a bit of an update where his head is at. So he has sort of opened up a little bit on his relationship with Eric Ten Hag a little bit here as well. So he's been quoted as saying a few things which I just want to highlight and bring up here because it is interesting. Yeah, I mean, in regards to what he said here, so he's obviously on international duty with the Netherlands. I think he's playing in about half an hour or so. But he's got no intention, it seems, of leaving Barcelona still. Let's just put that out there clear. He doesn't want to leave Barca. In an ideal world, that's not what's going to happen for Frankie de Jong. I think he does want to stay there, but it becomes a situation now where Xavi's obviously having to do what the higher ups want in the club. He's only got so much that he can do. If it's a case of, he wants to go for a different midfielder or go for a different player, then that's one thing, but it may not be that. It just seems to be an economic situation at Barca that they have to address. And he said that, look, he's a very important player, and he's a player that he really, really likes. And, he said that we have to know that the situation is economic. That's what the Xavi said, the head coach of Barcelona. It's just down to an economic situation. But it is basically going in the direction that they're having to sell him. So Barca have to sell Frankie de Jong, really, in terms of financial situation. That seems to be imminent. It just depends on where and if Frankie does actually want to go. Otherwise, he's going to stay, and they're going to have a really unhappy player, and there's going to be a lot of resentment there from both parties. So he probably will go if they push him out the door. But this is what he said. De Jong is currently on international duty with Holland, and he's revealed that he's spoken recently to Xavi about his role at Barcelona and that he can understand why he's been linked to United. He said this: "I have enough confidence in myself to be a success at Barcelona. I am not afraid. I recently spoke extensively with Xavi. That was a very good conversation. I will not go into the links with United, not even about other names or clubs. I used to be naive and open-minded about it. I don't do that anymore. I understand that the link is made. That sum is not that difficult. It is logical. I have enjoyed working with Ten Hag at Ajax, and I can't look into the future, of course, but I prefer to stay at Barcelona. That has always been my dream club, and it still is. As long as I don't hear from the club management, I assume nothing is going on." So pretty clear from Frankie de Jong that he still definitely has got his heart in Barcelona, and that in an ideal situation he wouldn't be leaving Barca this summer. But he also is quite aware from these quotes as well that it's down to an economic situation above as well. And like he says, it's up to the club management. So the guys in charge of Barcelona have to make these decisions for the financial situation of the football club. And if they want to get other players in, bring in Lewandowski, make a marquee signing, maybe restructure it a little bit, get 70 million for this guy, spend half of that on a big name player like Lua, and get that youngster, Gavi or whatever, linked up, signed up, all the rest of it to a new contract, all the rest of it. It's these are their plans. So it seems that these are their plans. They're looking to try and offer De Jong around. I'd love to say that there's huge developments in terms of Manchester United bringing this guy in. It's more of the same, I would say, guys. There, although there are lots of fresh reports today that United are about to, about to agree a full-on transfer fee for this guy, but that's been being discussed for a while. So hopefully it's true. Man United need to try and bring in a good midfielder. Like Ten Hag wants him. We talked ad nauseum about the fact that maybe we should go for Ruben Neves or somebody else that actually wants to play for Manchester United, which I think is true. Let's just ask the chat: do you think Neves or De Jong? Who's your midfield? Who would you go for? But let's face it, I mean, if he is pushed out the door and Manchester United get the player that we want, and Ten Hag, more importantly, gets the player that he wants to play his system and what he envisages for the football club, then that can only be a good thing, I think. Even if he's not exactly want away from Barca, he wants to stay there. If he is pushed out the door, we're still going to get a committed player in his prime who Ten Hag obviously values very highly, who Ten Hag obviously sees as somebody as somewhat of a talisman or an important cog in his midfield. Ronnie Dodge says De Jong. David Lee says De Jong. Leah Rose says both. Yeah, why? Yeah, how are you doing there, Leah? And absolutely, why not, eh? Why not, eh? Why do we always have to settle for second best? We should be going to get both of those players in this window. You're absolutely right. Neves and Tielemans says Nas. De Jong says Gangshi. If Eric wants De Jong, then it's De Jong. Ronnie Dodge, great comment. That's kind of how I feel as well. So even though we do like Ruben Neves here, we do like Tielemans, we do like these other players as well, De Jong is somebody that can encompass what a Ten Hag style of play is all about. Really, he's come through the Ajax system. He's worked with him. I mean, look at those key quotes there from Frankie de Jong as well, where he's literally said, "I have enjoyed working with Ten Hag at Ajax, and I can't look into the future, of course, but I prefer to stay at Barcelona." So, he understands why the link is made. He likes playing for Ten Hag under Ajax. He's had that part of his development of his career. They did well there. He's obviously gone on to Barcelona for huge money, and he's lived out a dream. Maybe the dream's going to end as a little bit of a nightmare, and it's time to wake up. It's time to get back to reality. Try to go back with Ten Hag and play for Manchester United. That seems to be what Ten Hag's pushing for. So definite progress in that sense that it seems like Ten Hag has got his mind made up. He's got his heart set on this guy. So he's pushing for him. There's a sense that he's progressing. There's a sense that he's pushing for him, and that we are absolutely trying to get De Jong as our first signing, essentially. So we're also working on a couple of other players. We know that, which we'll get onto in a little bit. But De Jong seemingly is priority number one at this moment in time as well. Ten Hag wants his man. United seem to be happy to negotiate with Barcelona and maybe get this deal done. Barca will be happy to get somewhere in the region of 65 to 70 million pounds. Maybe even somewhere as high as 75 million pounds, there's some reports. But they'll be happy to get that money. They can reinvest that. They can also use it to sort out some of their debts and problems they've got financially there. And Man United will get a good player. And okay, the only person really that's not 100% happy about the situation, I suppose, would be Frankie de Jong, because that's his dream club. You've just heard it there from his quotes that he wants to stay at Manchester United. Stay at Barcelona. But he's aware that the links are there because of Ten Hag being at United. Suppose he doesn't want to go to a football club that doesn't have Champions League football, and suppose he doesn't want to leave Barcelona, though. So let's just have a little vote in the live chat. Do you think Frankie de Jong will stay or go this summer at Barcelona? Let's have a little vote. Never mind who we sign. He might end up coming to us, but let's just have a little vote. Do you think he will stay this summer at Barcelona, or do you think he will go? Let's see what you guys are saying. Oh, nice one, Vincent. But we got 101 likes. Sue, get in there, my son. Thank you, everyone, for dropping that thumbs up button. 100 likes, baby. Break out the red panties. Thank you, everyone, for hitting that like button. Let's get 150 likes. If you're just joining, do smash the like. Helps us compete with the clickbait melters and corporation channels. Do smash that like, share it around. Subscribe if you do. Get yourself involved in the chat. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. So, stay, says Gaz Newton. Go, says David, Vincent, Gungshi, Nas, and Amit. Go, says Joe Snow. Messi wanted to stay and left, says Joe Snow. Good shout, good shout. Madhouse says go. Alec Brandon says go. stay, says Sam Sucker. Great shout. Okay, thank you very much for all your opinions there, guys. Most people think that he will go then. I hope you're right, and I hope he does come to Man United, because he is a very good player, and if that's who Erik Ten Hag wants, then that's great. He would be coming into his prime of his career as well. And if we're looking at maybe revitalising that midfield as well, we've already got Donny coming back. That's like a new signing, especially under Ten Hag, if he's got a certain way of playing and he likes Donny. If that's what Ten Hag wants to do, you've got to trust him. So you've got to let him build his team. You've got to let him have those freedoms. And if his man that he wants to go and get is indeed Frankie de Jong, then I say let's go and get him. But of course, it is up in the air and he wants to stay. Just another thing as well, he has been pictured. Barcelona released their kit for the new season, and in sort of promotional photographs, he is pictured in the kit, smiling. He's done the photo shoot, and they've released it, and he's obviously there smiling. So it doesn't really mean jack shit, does it? I mean, I'm pretty sure Ronaldo did that at Juventus previously when he came. They take the pictures early doors, they release them, and then something can change, something quickly can happen. So yeah, these photos have been taken. They have released these pictures. I mean, he is a star player for them, so it makes sense. They're obviously using the image of Frankie de Jong at this moment in time to promote it. So it doesn't necessarily mean much, in my opinion. But hey, look, you can read into something if you want. But Frankie de Jong has been pictured in Barcelona's new kit for the new season, which they have pushed out there, guys. Exactly, Napalm. Precisely, he says De Jong's photo was taken in March. Precisely, they get these things taken really early. If you remember, there was we talked about a couple of months ago on the channel, or maybe it was 6 weeks or something, where Ronaldo, there was a picture of Ronaldo, the new kit. Promotional images came out, and they were pictured with Ronaldo, the new kit. So these things are done very, very early, and they're obviously sometimes leaked as well. But even in this situation, it doesn't indicate anything, doesn't mean anything. He could quite easily be sold still, but they're just getting a picture of him out there, which they've had for a long time. Hey, Twitch Zero says, hi Pig, what do you think of De Gea getting Man United Player of the Year? Get in there, my son. Oh, yes. Davide. Here we go. Here it is, guys. I was just going to get onto that in a minute. Thank you so much for the segue, bro. The award for Manchester United 2021-22 Players Player of the Year goes to Davide De Gea. Come on, let's get some big hand emojis in the live chat there for Davide. So he's voted by his fellow players in the team for this award. And he's my player of the year as well, as I've discussed previously. Ronaldo's a very close second, of course. But if you're actually talking about who's got the right mentality, who's played the most games, who's been the most consistent, who's been the most important for us, who's won us the most points, who's been a really, really good, solid player both on and off the pitch, maybe giving the show in the right mentality as well, on and off the pitch, then I think David De Gea is the player of the season. So, yeah, must places deserved. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you agree with that David De Gea should be, that Davide, number 1, should be Manchester United's player of the year. So this is the player's player of the year. He's been voted for by his fellow teammates, and that is absolutely great. It just goes to show you that he is valued so highly in the squad, and it's so true. Stevie Hatton says he has been a loyal servant. Absolutely, yes. Stefan Harringtonio, we need more solid players than De Jong, says must play. Well, we need another midfielder to go along with De Jong as well, I think. Stefan says, wishful thinking he is staying at Barcelona. I mean, we'll see, won't we? He does seem like he wants to stay. Those quotes that he said are quite definitive, really. He's aware of the links with Ten Hag and United. He liked playing for Ten Hag at Ajax, but he wants to stay at Barcelona. That's his dream club, and he's here. And unless people upstairs come and knock on his door and say, hey, you've got to be pushed out because we need the money, then he's staying and he's a Barcelona player. So we don't know yet. Obviously, we're hoping that United and Barca can agree a deal, and we're hoping that Barcelona really do have to sell this guy in order to, restructure and appease their financial situation. Yes, Brad Palmer says Darwin Nunez is electric. Lots of ones coming in the live chat. Hey there, Steve Hall. Lots of ones coming in the live chat here for Davide De Gea. Definitely deserved, and that's great news. Great news. Okay, so just quickly then, so we'll get into the live chat for a minute about Frankie de Jong, actually, before I move on to the next player. But the de Jong situation is more or less similar to what it was previously, though, but there is a sense of a little bit of progress between the two clubs. Negotiations taking place. Perhaps a fee could be agreed reasonably soon. And then it's down to, obviously he's on international duty, but it's down to the player as well to decide if he would be prepared to go to Manchester United, if he is pushed out the door. And then it's also on the player to decide if he's even prepared to be pushed out the door. So we'll have to wait and see. Simon Cowie, thank you so much for your super chat, boss. Nice one, Rushmano. Nice one. I'll get to that in a second, you legend. So Simon Cowie says, Pig, De Jong only wants Champions League football. So he will stay, but if Barca force him out, it will be another Champions League club, says Simon Cowie. Great comment, great comment. There were some reports that maybe another team, like we mentioned earlier, PSG could maybe be interested if they were offered him. There's some clubs that would be interested that do have Champions League football, but you know what, though? Not necessarily. If he's a lot of money, right, Simon? And if somebody's going to offer him around to other clubs and there's not many offers on the table because they want 75 million for him or whatnot, and there's only a couple of clubs that are prepared to pay that, Manchester United being one of them, say, well, you know, it might become a situation where he's got Ten Hag with that history. He's got Ten Hag and the prospect of playing for Manchester United in the Champions League next season there. It's not like United are expected to be out of the Champions League for a long time. We're also not a club that is in the Champions League this season. We're not a club that is guaranteed to win anything for a while. So, yeah, okay, it's not the best situation either. But unless there is another offer from another club, then why not? We have got the Ten Hag factor. We don't have Champions League football. It's not like we're not going to have Champions League football for that long. It does depend, like you say, if there's another football club that comes in. But, I mean, I wouldn't rule it out unless there is a big offer from, you know, a PSG or a Bayern or a team like that is looking to, you know, take somebody on like Frankie de Jong. Just because, well, you know, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. So if we're one of the only clubs that's prepared to pay him, and one of the only destinations that's on the table for him, then we could end up with him, couldn't we? But no, good comment there. Thank you, Simon Cowie. Let's get a cheeky little sue in the chat there for Simon. Thank you very much for that, boss. Well, let's have a look at this. Thank you, Rushminer, for sending something through. We've got a new update. Okay, interesting. So we've got an update that Frankie de Jong is gradually coming to the realization that staying at Barcelona is unlikely. And also, the Independent has told that Ten Hag is intent on having a left-footed centre-back at Manchester United. Okay, a couple of interesting little reports coming through there. Thank you, Rushy. Right, let's get back into the... I want to get onto Darwin Nunez real quick, guys. Just get into Darwin Nunez very quick. So, yeah, have I discussed everything? Yeah, I think I've discussed everything with de Jong here, guys. So, Erik Ten Hag is convinced 100% he wants de Jong. There you go. He's pushing for de Jong. Now, there are reports coming out as well that Manchester United are working to bring in Darwin Nunez as well. There's some reports come out to say that, where is it? Reports in Portugal suggest that United have launched a proposal to Benfica for Darwin Nunez. The figure is thought to be an initial 75 million euros up front, with 20 million euro bonuses plus a swap deal with Andreas Pereira purported. So that's probably interesting, isn't it, guys? I don't really know if Man United could pull off a deal like that. It's a lot of money, but this is somebody that we should absolutely be bringing in. Lots of fresh reports coming out about Darwin Nunez today. If you believe them, then United have maybe put in a contact and put in a bid for Darwin Nunez, which would be exciting. We have to get a player like that in with that sort of caliber who's going to progress and go on to do really good things. We can't shop around in the top window or the top shelf anymore, unfortunately, for players like Haaland, Lewandowski, and Mbappe. That's just not realistic for United. So we have to find our new goal scorer, our new striker from somewhere else, somewhere that's going to flourish, someone that's going to, you know, come in and progress and hopefully go on and do really amazing things. So Darwin Nunez is a good target for Manchester United. Hopefully this is true. Hopefully we can bring this man in and get him signed up, because this is exactly what Manchester United need. And if he ends up, like we've discussed with many other players, wanting a club that has Champions League football, because he's at a club that has Champions League football right now, and if he wants to play in that competition and there's an offer from another team, then we may well lose out on him. But at this moment, Man United reported to be negotiating and maybe have tabled a first initial offer for Darwin Nunez. 75 million, says Jonathan Gallagher. It's too much money, isn't it? But, you know, it's too much money, Jonathan. I agree if it's true. And plus there's extra bonuses and a swap deal that's in this deal as well, reported anyway. So in regards to whether or not this is likely, it seems like a great deal for Benfica if it's a true offer from Manchester United. If Man United generally put in 75 million euros and 20 million down the line for Darwin Nunez, wow. I mean, that's a crazy offer, isn't it? It's an absolutely huge offer. They'd be foolish to turn down an offer like that. I doubt they'd get any more money than that for him. So, yeah, if that's true, Man United probably have a good, exciting new striker coming in hopefully this summer. There's 4 players, guys, that we're working on behind the scenes mainly. There are others that are backup options that we can get into, but there's 4 players that United are working on behind the scenes at this moment. So there's Timber, of course, Julian Timber. Maybe there's a little bit of a stall there with the international break and the fact that, you know, negotiations are taking a little bit longer because Ajax want a good amount of money for him. And Man United are trying to cheap out as much as possible. Obviously, we've got a lot of players, a lot of positions to strengthen. So Julian Timber. There's also, of course, Darwin Nunez, which is our forward player, which looks like is probably the number one priority, number one target for us for the forward player that we could bring in. And then we've also got Frankie de Jong, which until we hear otherwise is Ten Hag's number one sort of priority of bringing in that midfield. And if we can't get Frankie de Jong, if he decides to stay at Barca or Barca end up not selling or he goes somewhere else, then we'll have to go on to somebody else. But definitely de Jong is one of those 4 players as well that we're working on. And then, of course, Pau Torres is another player that we have discussed that there are reportedly negotiations for, that there is an interest from both parties that we could get a deal done there. So 4 players at this moment in time that Manchester United are strongly working on. Maybe you'll see 1 or 2 others crop up as well once the weeks have gone on. But there is a sense as well that the 2 players United are working on most right now, behind the scenes as well, is Frankie de Jong and also Darwin Nunez. So pretty interesting. I really hope we get this guy because he's a great goal scorer. He's only 22 and he's going to be exciting for now and for the future. And Ronaldo's still here for another year. So we just need somebody that can sort of come in and help us play in all those different competitions, maybe be a bit versatile as well sometimes. And come in when Ronaldo's injured or needs a rest and score goals for us and develop still over the next year. And then once Ronaldo's gone, Darwin Nunez at 23, we'll still only be 23 then, will be the new star striker at Manchester United potentially. That's if United can get this deal done and if he wants to come to us. Get that Holland game on, says Black Rock Rugby. Well, we could do, couldn't we? But no, I'm not going to tonight, man. I've actually got a whole bunch of stuff to do. So as I say, I'm doing like home improvements at the moment, or not really home improvements, garage improvement. So I've laid tiles, nearly finished all that. I've done, I've got to do soundproof all the walls, and I've got to put like more soundproofing on the ceiling and stuff, plasterboard the ceiling and everything. It's like I've got basically my brother's staying with his missus and his 4 kids for a few weeks soon, and basically I can't really be making all the noise that I am in the studio late at night. You know me, I do a late night FIFA stream and stuff like that, so I can't really do that and not keep everyone up. So I've got making a little soundproof ghetto den for myself, guys. But of course I've got to go and do some more tiling in a little bit, guys. But I will be so I can't do a Netherlands watch along, guys, tonight. Sorry, I cannot. I would like to though. Thank you, Rushminer says smash a like for the pig. Thank you very, very much for that. I'm good, thank you, Rajat Malaysia. That's right, Bell 691 Tactician Tom, and he will be on the channel shortly as well when he's visiting. Okay, so thank you everyone for getting in there. So Darwin Nunez is exciting. We're going to have a big Q&A in a little bit, folks, but let me just cover the few other topics that I've got. But certainly some good reports in Portugal suggest that United have launched a proposal to Benfica for Darwin Nunez, and hopefully that's true. Hopefully that figure is, it's less than that figure, because that's a huge amount of money. Surely we're not going to be buying a player like that and then spending a similar amount on Frankie de Jong. It just sounds insane. So I don't know. I mean, hopefully that sort of figure is not as high. It wouldn't be as high as that. But if there's a lot of competition for this guy, you have to pay to get your man, don't you? He maybe doesn't represent the best value for money, though. It depends. We don't want to miss out on somebody that could potentially be, the next star player in the Premier League or the next star player in European football in a couple of seasons' time. You look at the amount of goals he's scoring now and the potential he has, it is pretty big. We can't, as I say, go and get a player like Haaland, Mbappe, or Lewandowski. So we've got to find our own. We've got to make our own. It's not like he's unknown. He's obviously had a couple of great breakthrough seasons, particularly this last one, where he scored a lot of goals for a really good side in the Champions League for Benfica. So he's obviously a really good standard player, but maybe ready to take the step up to the Premier League and be a quality player for us, hopefully for many, many years. So I'm excited by that, guys. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you would like to see Darwin Nunez sign for Manchester United. Smash a 2 if you think he's not the right person for that position because of maybe his price or for another reason. And let me know who you would rather see come in the forward position if you could. But let me know what you guys are thinking. Let's have a little vote. Kieran says 1. Alec Brandon says 1. That's right, Philip Chapman, exactly. Agaludi says 1. 1 no-brainer, says Rushmano. 1 says David Lee. Jonathan says teams charge more money when we are after them, Pig. Yeah, it does seem to be the case, Jonathan. Everybody knows we're desperate, lad. Sam Sucker and Madhouse and Dizzy Red Devil, how you doing, boss? And Naz786 and Rajon, they all say 1. Yeah, but think he goes to Liverpool, says Real Chanda. 3 to go to LFC, says Brad Palmer. Maybe so. There is some reports that they're in for him and that they've been discussing the possibility with his representatives also. So that would be gash, wouldn't it, to lose out on him to Liverpool. And as we discussed with Mane going out, I know they got Luis Diaz recently, but with Mane going out, maybe they would look to bring in some more forward players. So, hey, look, that would be a worry, wouldn't it? Farquhar Lion Trousers, I hope you're good, mate. Thank you for getting in here, Farquhar. 240 legends in here, guys. What's good? We're on our way to 150 likes as we're already 21 away. Come on. Thank you, everyone, for getting in and smashing that thumbs up button. Right. Okay. So, Manchester United also offering Wan-Bissaka to clubs. This is a new report we've got as well. The MEN and various different reports are coming out saying that we are offering one of the right backs, perhaps even both, to football clubs as well, just to gauge interest. United received a recent inquiry apparently for Diogo Dalot from a Spanish club, but said they were unprepared to negotiate for him. This is what the MEN say anyway. But in regards to Wan-Bissaka, maybe they would be more open to the sale. Maybe Dalot as well, if the right offer comes in, i.e. maybe a decent bit of cash from, I don't know, Jose or someone, maybe they would sell. So some maybe movements taking place at the right back position over the next coming weeks as well. One of them has got to go, I think. I'll ask the chat if you could keep one of them out of Wan-Bissaka and Dalot, who would it be? I'm going to surprise a few people here, but I'd love to know what you guys say. But I would say I would prefer to keep Aaron Wan-Bissaka, actually, in all fairness. I just think Dalot's kind of good, but he's also kind of bang average in regards to defending. He is good going forward. Maybe Ten Hag would develop him and progress. But you know what? There's a lot of people that really, really think that Dalot is much better than Wan-Bissaka. I don't. I think he's actually not anywhere near as good as him defensively, and he's probably he is better going forward. You know, he does get down the byline, he does get the balls whipped into a better standard, but it's not like he's done anything amazing, Dalot. You know, he's had quite a lot of games recently. He has had some good games, but also he's had some bad games. He's had some really bad games. I don't see the appeal of either of them necessarily, but one of the players that I have seen perform the best for Manchester United over the last couple of seasons, before Ollie's nightmare season this season and then under Ragnick, would be Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He's actually been pretty solid defensively for us. So he's an option, isn't he? He's a good defensive player to have. Let's see what you guys are saying. Dalot says Ireland and David Lee. Dalot by far says the real Chanda and Andon. David Lee, says Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Kungshi says Wan-Bissaka. Dutch Christ says Wan-Bissaka. Madhouse says Bissaka. No, bro. Dalot says Rajak. You want to keep Dalot, says Misty. Alec Brandon says Wan-Bissaka. Steve Hall says Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka's a good tackler, says Ashley Bailey. Wan-Bissaka is a better defender than any other of the fullbacks we've got in the team. Definitely. He's a better defender than Tellez. He's a better defender than Luke Shaw. He's a better defender than Dalot. He's a better defender than probably most of the centre backs too. Harry Maguire said when it comes to one-on-one defending, tackling, he's better. He is. He's very, very good at that. So he's a good player to have in your squad if you need to play a certain way. Not every game can you be bombing forward with overlapping wing backs and creating lots and lots of chances. Sometimes you do have to be set up a little bit deep. You do have to set up a little bit more defensive, and you do have to be a bit more counter-attack. I'm sure Ten Hag are looking to bring an attacking style of play, but when you're coming up against the likes of, I don't know, City at this moment in the next season, when we don't necessarily have the cohesion and all the tactics and all the playing style down, we're going to have to play a certain way in some games to grind out results. So for those reasons, maybe a player like Aaron Wan-Bissaka might be a good player to keep around because he's a defensive workhorse and he is a very, very strong defender. So I don't know. Look, I don't think he deserves to go necessarily, but 35 million, if there's an offer from Crystal Palace or another team on the table and we can reinvest that and go and sign a player that is better or a player that we do need in a position more so, then I would say do it. Okay, let's get on to Cristiano Ronaldo real quick, guys. So there is a piece on manunited.com which is released this morning, and it just says Ronaldo will be back where we belong, and he's thanked the Man United supporters for his first season back at the club. He says, what I have to say is the fans is that they are amazing. Even when you've lost the game, they always support us. They're always with us. The supporters, well, maybe we support you because, in regards to him and his own performances, he's always done us proud in my regards, in my opinion. Only one or two times maybe had a bad game, but other than that, he's been starved of service. But he says the support is always in my heart, and it's the people that I should respect because they're always on our side. For the example of the first game, of course, I not just felt in the game, but one day before in the hotel. I was nervous before, which is normal, but things go well. I start the game, I score 2 goals. It was very, very nice. Very good, very nice. It was very good, very nice. So, but he said the records are coming in a natural way. I don't follow the records, but the records follow me. So it's good. It's still my motivation to carry on working hard, to still love the passion for the game. And of course, Manchester United and my teammates helped me all the way. So I have to appreciate all the people who helped Cristiano. It's always nice to score goals for this club. When it is a hat-trick, it's even more nice. But the most important thing to me is to try to win the games and try to win some championship or some cup. But I believe that Manchester United will be where they belong. Sometimes it takes time, but I still believe. Cristiano Ronaldo, sue. I mean, I hope this. Look, you can read into this what you want, but he has. I don't think he's come out and said, "Look, I'm staying this season. Just want to put it to bed. I'm definitely staying and playing in the Europa League." But I mean, this is a great indicator. It's a good indicator. I mean, it's the words of somebody that's committed to the cause. Now, who's to say if there's a knock on the door, if Lewandowski goes from Bayern and he goes and signs for Barca, and who's to say that there's a knock on the door from Bayern Munich or a phone call, you know what I mean, obviously, and Bayern want to take him, and he's got the option to win the German league and compete in the Champions League and have won last season and add an extra trophy or two to his already impressive, career, then maybe he would have his head turned. But at this moment in time, it seems like he is committed to playing for Manchester United, even in the Europa League. So yeah, it'd be great to have him in here. This guy's obviously a complete legend, and he's just, I want him to stay. He's had one of the best seasons of the players at the football club. We did a player rating of every player at the season at the club the other day. Actually, if you haven't seen it, check it out. But he was one of the only players to get actually a good rating of the season. Him and De Gea. Everybody else has been shite. Hey there, Harshit Madgal. What's going on, bro? Hey, thank you for getting the stream. I hope you're good, bro. Thank you very much for the brewskis. Sue, appreciate you, my man. Thank you. Abdul Lebax as well. Yeah. Yeo Fenazel says Cristiano didn't like Ralph. That's why he Sue. I don't know. I mean, Ralph's tactics, I don't think, helped out Cristiano Ronaldo. I also don't think they helped out anybody. But then again, that was a rotten team in regards to the players before Rangnick even got there. So you have to remember that it's just very difficult for Cristiano Ronaldo to even score the amount of goals that he did for that football club. When you consider how bad we were this season and how little we created for him, he was just winning us games with only a few handful of chances in a lot of games and just clutching them and taking them. It was quite amazing. Yeah, Harshit Madgal, absolutely. I'm going to stick it on. I'm not going to watch it on this channel tonight, though, but I'm going to stick it on when I've got some tiling to do and stuff. So I've got to sort my garage out and tile it, mate, and turn it into a little makeshift studio for a while. So so basically, I've got to do that, but I will have it on in the background, but I can't do like a watch along for it because I just need to get this done. But yeah, shout out to you, Harshit Madgal. Thanks for getting in, bro. Rashi was just here in the US as Yeo Fenazel. Fair play, and maybe a move to an MLS club. Yeah. Nah, Phil Jones was awesome when he played, says Sir Firekey. Sir Firekey, that one game he had actually was pretty decent. It's pretty committed. I will be on FIFA tonight, Rajat Felicia. Absolutely, yes, I will. Manuel Manacho says, hi, Piggy from Sevilla. Exciting news from Portugal, but I'm sad to see Aaron Wan-Bissaka leave, even on loan. Good evening there, by the way, Manuel Manacho. Yeah, I would feel the same way. I think you're right. I think he's a good player. He's been a good player for us under Ollie. Not this season, but previous seasons he was good. Hey, Pyramid Scheme says, Ronaldo scored 10 of his 18 EPL goals in 4 games and only had 3 assists all season. He had a good season because he played for himself. Interesting take there, Pyramid Scheme. I mean, I kind of have to look at, how are you saying that hat-tricks are bad? I mean, if you actually did you watch all the games this season? Because I did. And I can tell you, he was starved of service in a lot of those games, probably half of those games. We couldn't even get the ball forward from out of the back, mate. Even against bad teams, we couldn't control the midfield and get it to him. So actually, you're wrong. he helped the team significantly. Okay, assists. Yeah, he's not always going to get you those massive assists, but in terms of helping the team and scoring the goals and clutching the goals and making the points and getting the points, man, he did a lot more than most people did for this team. So I kind of disagree with you, but I respect your opinion, actually. Nobody's opinion's wrong, but I'm just saying, I disagree, that's all. But look, he's got hat-tricks. How's that a bad thing? I mean, in those games, in those moments, the individual ones where he can shape the games, he's doing all he can. And the other games, he's not getting the service. So it's not about teamwork here. It's not about a lack of teamwork. He's up the top of the pitch. Get the ball to him. He'll score. It's the rest of the team behind him as well. Okay, maybe we have to change the way we play a little bit to accommodate Ronaldo. Fucking hell. They're all pros. He's working his socks off. He's running around like a 27-year-old, for Pete's sake. So... Okay, so Cristiano Ronaldo seemingly maybe wants to stay at Manchester United, which would be great. Also, just briefly on Paul Pogba again, he's expected to sign a 3-year deal at Juventus, but still weighing up offers from other clubs as well. So looking likely he's going to be going to Juventus anyway. And also reports from Rob Dawson at ESPN that Ten Hag has been given a very large transfer budget this season, but sources have said that he also has been encouraged to make use of players already at the club. So, he will be probably bringing in 4 players, maybe 5 players, but spending quite a bit on each of these players as well. So hopefully a really, really good summer of rebuild. And we need that because all those players have left on a free transfer as well. Right, okay, we've got an update here. Let me have a look at this. Henderson update. Thank you very much, Rushminer, for sending this over. So we've got an update from Samuel Luckhurst as well. Let's have a little cheeky gander at this evening. And it's come out and it says, Dean Henderson wants the Newcastle deal done early, and there's been no indication so far that he should hang around. United are looking at options to replace him. Backman and Darlow as well. He's a man in a hurry. So it does seem like, Dean Henderson definitely wants to leave Manchester United. There's reports coming out as well this evening that is the case. We've talked about this previously. He's not getting any look in at United. He needs to go on and move somewhere else. Does need to play. Then maybe he can get in the England setup. But right now, he's just wasting away at United as a backup. De Gea's too good. I think that it's time that he moved on, and Man United can generate a bit of cash to Newcastle. So that deal is probably likely, guys. We were talking about that a while ago anyway. That deal is pretty likely, I think, to go ahead. Hey, we're only 6 likes away from 150 likes. Thank you so much for smashing that like button. Let's get 150. Drop a cheeky little like on it if you're just getting in here. And also smash that subscribe if you're new to this channel. We're on here pretty much every day, giving you the latest updates and the latest news as well. Bell says Hendo goes for 40 million. Do you think, how much do you think we could get for Dean Henderson, guys? I reckon at least 30 to 30 million, I'd say. 40 million would be great. I mean, maybe we can bend Newcastle over for that. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? Yeah, and you're so right, Bell. 40 million off Hendo buys a leg of De Jong. Precisely, it does go quite a long way to getting that guy in. Pyramid Scheme says, ask Bruno where his goals went. He'll go, Sue. Well, fair enough. I mean, look, the penalties and stuff, I mean, okay, he could get a bunch of those previously. Hey, look, everybody's had a shit season this year. You can't blame Ronaldo. I mean, I think people who blame Ronaldo for all the other players' performances this season are tapped in the head. I'm going to be honest. No disrespect to your Pyramid Scheme, but if you're blaming Ronaldo for Bruno being shit, then you're off your head. If you're blaming Ronaldo for Rashford being shit, you're mental. If you're blaming Bruno for Pogba being gashtastic, then there's something clearly not quite right with you in the heat, son. No disrespect, but I can't understand that level of thinking. Ronaldo somehow made Bruno shit. What? Because the mantle of goal scoring's taken away from him? I mean, surely if anything, he should be getting in on the act and playing with his national buddy that they play with on the international scene together for Portugal. Come on now. This isn't some fucking guy that is an enemy of his. This is Cristiano Ronaldo, his idol that he's played with for club and playing with for club and country. So I don't think that argument holds much water, to be fair. But fair enough. Sean Mohammed says, United, what is the latest on Timber? So the latest on Timber is United are still obviously working on this. They're negotiating with Ajax. They want somewhere in the region of 40 plus million. We want to pay 35. There's a little bit of negotiations that still need to take place there. And hopefully United can agree a deal very, very soon. Timber is on international duty. The window opens in, a week? And Manchester United will probably have him announced or done pretty soon or very closely after the start of the opening of the transfer window. That's my own opinion. Now, there are obviously a few things that can hold it up. Can United afford to buy Timber if Ajax are wanting 45 million or something ridiculous like that when we've got Darwin Nunez to sign, De Jong to sign, and all these other players? It might just fall down because of financial situation. But if he is available for the right price, i.e. 35 million or somewhere around there, then I think there won't be a problem. We'll push and go ahead and get him straight away. So they're just working on it, guys. They're working on it, negotiating. It will be done very soon, though. I think that's out of all of the signings, I can see that one being the one with the least hurdles. Darwin Nunez, there's other clubs that could come in. Does he want to come and play for Man United? We don't have Champions League football. Will we be prepared to spend 70 or 90 million euros, which it could take, to get Darwin Nunez in? That's crazy money. Same goes for Frankie de Jong. There's lots of ifs, ands, buts, and maybes as to whether or not he could come. Whereas Timber, it's more like, well, he's going to reunite with Ten Hag, who's just been coaching him. He's only 20. It's a big step up to a huge club like United. We don't have Champions League football, but at 20 years of age, having just had a season in the Champions League, being part of a bigger team with a bigger potential and a bigger ceiling and a new project, probably would be very, very appealing to Jurriën Timber. So it really is on United to pay the money. But as long as we do pay the money, then there's nothing much that can hold that deal up. So I would say that one is the most likely to happen out of all of them, right at the start of the transfer window. Because a lot of these deals can take a bit of time. We are working on De Jong mainly. We are working on Darwin Nunez as well. But Timber's the most simplistic deal out of all of them, if you ask me. Okay, let's get into the live chat quickly, guys. Thank you, every one of you legends that's in it, by the way. Appreciate you getting in here, showing your support, and having your say. Now's the time to have your say in the chat. We're going to get into the live chat and do a Q&A for a little while, so get involved. Let me know your opinions and thoughts about anything we discussed. We've got Frankie de Jong news. We've got Ten Hag, of course, Nunez. Who, let me know your thoughts and opinions, guys. Let's get in there, raw. And we smashed 155 likes on the stream. Come on, get in there, my son. Rajat says Nunez 75% will come. I mean, I don't really like to play the percentage game for anyone, but I do think that a lot of these deals are not as clear cut as you're making out there, Rajat. I think 75%. I mean, maybe that's a little bit high, but it would be nice. Nunez is the one, says Earthing Kadili. Thank you, Rush Mano. He says top show, Pig. Thank you so much for the updates and getting in as well, Rush. You absolute legend. But yeah, sorry there's not been as much content, guys. I've been trying to get stuff done around the house. Normal service will be resumed very, very soon. 2 transfer news videos a day, 6 p.m. FIFA stream on the gaming channel, and late night FIFA as well. That's all going to be resumed, and we will be doing FIFA later. But hey there, Vanch Tandon, what's going on, bro? Yayo Fineza says Nuno won't succeed in the Prem. They call him Mystic Yo-Yo because he predicts these things. Yayo, why's that then, bro? Come on, explain. Tell me why that is then. Don't just say a statement. Why won't he? Why won't he? What is it? You're saying he's not physical enough, he's not skilled enough, he's not technical enough, he's not creative enough. I disagree with all of those statements. He's a physical player, he's quick, he's strong, he's young, he's hungry, he seems to play with a bit of a fight and a bit of battle. He's also got creative abilities, like he's got the vision, he's got the flicks, he's got the little through balls, he's got all that. He can score goals. So why wouldn't he be good in the Premier League? Explain yourself. Explain yourself. Okay, Sci-Fi says, sorry, but looking at our past, I have no faith in us to go and get these players. We are being linked to, we will end up with Josh King and some random English centre-back, says Sophia Key. Yeah, Nunez can develop. You can coach him, says Rajat Falacia. Bell 691 comments, he's got big cojones. Yeah, maybe I can see, yeah, maybe Bell 691. No, he does, that's it. He seems to play with a little bit of passion about him. Robari, what's going on? He says, what do you think about playing Lindelof in the CDM position if Erik Ten Hag doesn't get a CDM? For me, I think he has the qualities of the CDM. It's a good idea, mate. I'd rather see Lindelof play at CDM than I would at centre-back. That's genuine. I'm not even joking. Lindelof, I think, possesses a lot of the qualities, like you say, to be a CDM. His range of passing is brilliant. Some of those long balls that he can play out are fantastic. Defensively, one-on-one, he's not great, though. So, he is good, but he's not great. But then if you've got another wave of defence behind him, then maybe that does, hide a multitude of sins for Victor Lindelof. So he's a good passer. He is good. He's quick enough. I mean, it's not a bad shout, I mean, I would try it. I think he played there previously for another club, didn't he? Previously in his career, his early development. But I would try it, mate. There's nothing wrong with trying it. I do think that Lindelof at centre-back, though, is not a good enough player. So he's a good player, but he's not a good enough player. That's the big difference. United need to aim higher. Same goes for Harry Maguire. He's a good player, maybe in some circles, but he's not a great player. So, United need to aim a bit higher than that, I think. Thank you for subscribing there, Jordan. Nice one. Hader says, we're going to buy Timber and end up with Josh King and Harry Winks. We have been linked to them in the past. We need to aim a lot higher than that. Ten Hag's going to do his thing. Don't worry, mate. Ten Hag's going to do his thing. He's got connections. At the very least, we're going to get a couple of Ajax pods in there or something. Mate, don't worry. It's going to be an okay window, this one. The next window might be shite, but this window's going to be good because we have to replace all those outgoing players. We've got no choice but to spend money this window. We are going to have a rebuild this summer, mate. Don't worry. Ten Hag's going to spend probably 150 million at the very least, maybe even towards 200 if he can get some other players sold. So I wouldn't worry about it, mate. The recruitment this season, it is important, but I think we're going to spend the money. I think we will do it and get them in because we kind of have to. Hey, Freya Gothic Cutie, how you doing? I'm doing all right. Thanks for getting in here. How you been? I haven't seen you for a little bit. I hope you're keeping well. Thank you very much for getting in here. I hope you're having a great day. Hader says, thoughts on Dylan Levitt, Pig? Everyone talks about Garner, but Levitt has had a successful season in the Scottish League and played 90 minutes for Wales against Poland and was their man of the match. Fair play, mate. He's another good, exciting youngster. I mean, we've got quite a few. I mean, I haven't heard much about his season that he's had, to be fair, but, I've heard much more about Garner's. So maybe that's why, I don't know. I don't really know why that is, but it seems like from a news point of view or from a media point of view, whenever I'm going on social media, I'm hearing a lot and seeing a lot more things about James Garner's performances than I am Dylan Levitt's. But you're telling me that he's had a great season, then fair play. I mean, look, he's another player that can develop and force his way in. There's opportunities here with Ten Hag coming in. He's all about giving players opportunities and youngsters and blooding youth players and creating teams. That's why he's a good fit for United as well. United has always done that. We should have that sort of history of developing our own talents, the class of 92, etc. We won the FA Youth Cup with the class of 2022. Could this be a new era at this football club like that was with Alex Ferguson in the 90s? Could we see the likes of, like you say, Levitt, Garner, Elanga, some of these great players, Laird maybe, Mejbri, all these exciting young talents we've got, and the list goes on and on. Garnacho, can we see any of these players break through this season under Ten Hag? I think we'll see one or two break through. We kind of have had a habit of seeing one player a season break through the last few seasons. This last season just gone, it's Elanga. The season before that, it was probably Greenwood. Season before that, it's Rashi. We've had a few breakout players, one a season. We need to improve that a little bit, maybe bring in, to create two great players a season from the youth ranks. So I would be interested to see maybe, Alvaro Fernandez given an opportunity as well, because if we could sell a left back, surely, just a youngster, give a youngster an opportunity where you can. If Ten Hag can't go out there and buy the player that he wants in a certain position, well, he's going to have to make his own player from the academy, and there are some really good young players that can do a job. But, I mean, I would think that definitely Garner should be given opportunity in the team. Bargav, how you doing there, Bargav? He says, hey, is Timber not happening anymore? Well, it's not happening. It's just that there's the agreement between the two clubs is not quite there yet because of the amount of money that Ajax are asking for at this moment. But this is how negotiations work, really. They go high, we go low, and you meet somewhere in the middle. So it will just take a little bit of time. It's, what United are like. We're incapable of getting quick deals done. Look at Aston Villa signing up Diego Carlos straight away, getting in Boubacar Kamara for Marseille. The other teams can do it. Man City got Erling Haaland wrapped up like ages ago to be coming in the summer. Other teams could do it, but Man United can't do it, mate. We've got a bad track record of doing it. So we will get these players, but it's going to be probably in the course of over this next couple of weeks rather than right now. But let's face it, international duties are taking place right now for a lot of these players. Hello there, Duckless Tadpole. What's going on? Thanks for getting in the chat. What's good? Rush Marner says Garner has just played today in England under-21s and he ran the show. Brilliant lad. Yeah, I saw there was a qualifying game on for them. That's awesome, mate. Yeah, and he's been doing really well at Notts Forest. So you have to say that Garner definitely deserves an opportunity in the team, I think. Pig, will we ever sign players fast as Jonathan Gallagher? No, mate. We even when we actually get a player, it takes us a little while to do it. Remember Varane? We got that done in almost record timing for us. But even that was like, right, we got this agreement, and then it still took a good few days. And then also Ronaldo, it's like, yes, agreement in place, nice. Fucking hell, 2-3 weeks went by before we actually officially had him. So we definitely do take a little bit of time with transfers, mate, 100%. Yeah, Mercato says sue for Ronaldo staying. Absolutely. Well, we don't know 100% yet, but it does look like he is based on what he said. Luke Powell says Timber has done nothing much so far in the Dutch game, says Luke Powell. I would have to disagree with you, my friend. For a start, he's played a heck of a lot of appearances in both the Eredivisie and the Champions League this season. I think he's played in nearly all of Erik ten Hag's games for Ajax this season, which in itself, as a 20-year-old player, to be part of a championship-winning Eredivisie team at 20 and have a majority of the games played. He's not coming in and playing every now and then. He's playing most of the games. Is a big achievement in itself. He's playing Champions League football, so I don't know really what more you want from somebody that's playing in the Dutch league. He has to come from somewhere. He's played in the Dutch league. He's done all he can in the Dutch league. He's also played in a versatile role for Ten Hag, where he's been playing him at centre-back, but he's also put him at right-back 6 or 7 appearances this season in the Eredivisie, and in all of those games he's done well. So I personally disagree. I think he has done about as well as he can do for a 20-year-old coming through from the Eredivisie. So you have to give him a chance and see how he does, but, Oh. Luke says you're talking about the game he's playing in right now against Belgium. Okay, well, I can see what you mean now. Well, to be fair, what I said was still true. But in regards to the game now, well, that's good then. I mean, he's a defender, right? So hopefully he doesn't get too much action anyway. Yeah, Rajat says we don't have to wait on Romano to know that Ronaldo will be continuing tonight. He will want to make Man United great again. Yeah, well, I'd like to see a little post from Cristiano himself to address it personally. That's what I'm hoping for. Never mind Romano. I'm looking for a cheeky little, cheeky little post from Ronaldo at some point to say, "Let's go." Another, not to say I'm definitely staying, guys. Doesn't have to do that, but just like something like, "Oh yeah, let's go next season. Let's be Avenue," and all that sort of stuff, which he pretty much more or less has said. We're only 2 likes off of 169 likes, dudes. That's pretty awesome. Thank you, everyone. Let's see if we can smash 175 likes on this video real quick. I'm just going to answer 1 or 2 more questions, guys. Then we'll have to wrap this video up. But it's been a great show. Thank you, everyone, for joining us and listen to the updates. And do us a favor, make sure you do subscribe if you're new. We're on here every day giving the latest updates. Also, the bell icon is there. You can smash that like your name was Quasimodo in order to get updates and reports from this channel. Hader says, Pig, if you were to guess 3 players we signed this summer, who are you saying? I think Timber, De Jong, and Nunez. If I had to say only 3, yeah, those 3. I do think those 3 are probably the 3 that we most need. Yeah, we could also put Pau Torres into that mix. If we can't get De Jong, then it would be Neves for me. But yeah, if I had to guess 3 players, I would say those 3 you just said as well. That's exactly it, Luke Powell. Ronaldo gave an interview to TV today, basically saying he's staying. Basically, yeah, we read the quotes out earlier. I mean, he never said, I'm definitely staying, but he did say along the lines of, he wants to see United, and he believes that United will get back to winning ways and that they need to, believe and have confidence this season and all that sort of stuff. All the sort of things he was saying are indicators that the player is happy at the club and is going to be staying. So, no, there hasn't been anything to come out to say that he's definitely 100% staying. But it does seem like Ronaldo is staying. I agree with you. Pig, you are the Don. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you. Rushy says, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much, lad. 3+1 depending on sale, says Rushmano. Sub 2 says, FIFA today or we riot. There is going to be FIFA tonight, Sub 2. Absolutely, mate. Matthias Cruz says, it's coming. Let Ronaldo have a break, then he will post something. I believe he will stay and will help Man United great again. Absolute legend. I think so too, Matthias Cruz, yeah. It's just a shame that it's United that has to stunt his legacy a little bit here. Unless we win something this season, then it's even more legacy for the guy. Imagine that if we somehow won even anything and just added a trophy to the cabinet or something, then it's like extra legacy. But let's face it, I mean, it's a shame that from his point of view that he wouldn't be going and playing it in a league where he can actually win something. You know what I mean? If you think about it from a legacy point of view. But I don't think it's about that for him. I think he come back to United because he genuinely loves United. He wants to see United do well again and he believes he can do it. Yes, Obayad Shabir, he says, any update about Frankie and Timber? Absolutely. So Frankie de Jong the situation's very similar. He believes that he really wants to stay at Barca, but he knows the situation with United having the interest in Ten Hag. He says he enjoyed working with Ten Hag, Ajax, but he wants to stay at Barca. That's the latest update we've got. If you want a lot more information on it, please go back to the start of the video and watch, but that's the quick synopsis there. Also, hey there, Haroli. How you doing, mate? He says, evening, Pigo, mate. How you doing there, Haroli? Good to see you, bro. How are you doing? Hader says, Fabriano said Man United decided to sell Twanzebe and Bailly. That's absolutely true. Yes, they have. They are actually going. So, as you can see here, both Eric Bailly and Axel Twanzebe are set to leave Manchester United this summer. Decision made. So you're absolutely spot on. That hopefully will be the case. It's good news for us. If we can get rid of multiple defenders, there's more chances we're going to bring in more players, isn't there? Yay, no riot. Absolutely. We'll be back on tonight with FIFA. How you doing anyway, Hirota, you absolute Spurs scummer? How you doing, you legend? Syria Tots is insane. Nice, Aiden. Nice one, Kingslayer. Akrofi Dennis says, we will be back again because we are Man United. My prayer is we are able to get Nunez. Great report. That would be, sorry, great player to sign as well. I agree. That would be Akrofi Dennis. Absolutely. I did not hear that, Madhouse. No. Right, guys, we're going to wrap this video up anyway, but thank you so much to everybody that's got in the live chat here. Bunch of legends. We'll bring the updates as they come over the next few days. I'm going to go do some more tiling now. But like Rushmano says at the end here, do smash that subscribe button. If it's your first time here, hit the sub up. Drop a like on the video. It's free. Also, make sure you follow us on social media at Flying Pig United on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok, and Twitch. And check us out over there. And also check out the website as well for your written news, which is flyingpigunited.com. Actually, no, it's unitedflyinghigh.com. Or maybe they both work, actually. Thank you, Wiggy. Thank you so much for getting in here as well. One of the moderator legends, Wiggy. What's good? Thank you, Kingslayer. Good to see you, Haroli, mate. Yeah, catch you later on. We'll be back on with FIFA about 11:30 time. About then. Dutch Christ says, when Dion comes, I 10 men Don Hag will 10, United into prime boss. I hope you're right there, Dutch Christ. United are so arrogant, says Ryan. Mateus says, any news about Old Trafford? We need to expansion to 88k, 90k. Old Trafford should be bigger than Wembley, says Mateus Cruz. Well, there's talks of it at this moment, but whether or not they can actually get the planning approval and all that sort of stuff. But there's talks of it that we should be looking to hopefully do that. Sam Sucker, Ninja, that's what we should have been doing over the last 20 years, trying to improve all facilities, but the Glazers are shithouses. Sam Sucker, thank you, bro. Ninja Starman as well. Thank you, Dizzy Red Devil, Alec Brandon, Roshmano, Madhouse, Matthias, Jonathan, Rushy, Nature Meat City, and everyone else as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. That's it from me. Come back after it's finished and get in the not live comments with your thoughts and opinions about anything we've discussed. And thank you very much for watching, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. That's the latest United news. We'll bring in the latest breaking news as and when it happens, and all the latest updates, usually around about 3 p.m. and 9 p.m. every single day. Things are a little bit gash at the moment because I've just got to do a few home improvements and I'm working my socks off to try and get them done. But guys, thank you for watching. Have a good one. I'll be back later with FIFA. Catch you later. And come on, I'll catch you in a little bit. So bring it on. Come on, United. Catch you later, guys. Soon.